the probiotic name you keep seeing on labels. Have you ever picked up a probiotic supplement, turned the bottle around, and seen the name Bifidobacterium lactis on the label? Maybe it was written as B. lactis, maybe as Bifidobacterium animalis subspecies lactis, or maybe you noticed famous strain names like BB12, HN019, BI07, or BL04. At first, these names can look complicated, but behind those long scientific words is one of the most widely used and most studied groups of probiotic bacteria in the world. In today's video, we are going to break down Bifidobacterium lactis in simple, clear language. We'll explain what it is, how it may support gut health, why specific strains matter, what PubMed-backed human studies suggest, and what you should look for when choosing a probiotic in the United States or the United Kingdom. And most importantly, we'll separate science from hype. Because probiotics are not magic pills, they are not a guaranteed cure. But some probiotic strains have been studied for very specific benefits, especially around digestion, bowel regularity, gut microbiome balance, and immune system support. So if you are searching for terms like best probiotic for gut health, probiotic for bloating, probiotic for constipation, Bifidobacterium lactis benefits, B. lactis BB-12, or B. lactis HN019, this video will help you understand what the science really says. Before we begin, remember, this video is for educational purposes only. It is not medical advice. If you are pregnant, immunocompromised, seriously ill, buying probiotics for a baby, or taking medication, speak with a qualified healthcare professional first. Safety matters, especially with live microorganisms. What is Bifidobacterium lactis? Bifidobacterium lactis is a type of beneficial bacterium commonly used in probiotic supplements, yogurts, fermented dairy products, powders, capsules, and functional foods. But here is the first important science point. In modern scientific literature, what many consumers call Bifidobacterium lactis is often classified as Bifidobacterium animalis subspecies lactis. That sounds technical, but it simply means the scientific naming has changed as researchers learned more about the genetics and biology of these bacteria. Older labels and consumer websites may still say Bifidobacterium lactis, while PubMed papers may use the longer name. When you see B. lactis on a probiotic label, you should look for the full strain name, not just the species name. Why? Because probiotic benefits are often strain-specific. Think of it like dogs. Dog is the general category, but a Labrador, a German Shepherd, and a Border Collie can behave very differently. In the same way, two strains of Bifidobacterium lactis may not have exactly the same effects in the body. That is why you often see names like Bifidobacterium animalis subspecies lactis BB-12, Bifidobacterium lactis HN019, Bifidobacterium animalis subspecies lactis BI-07, Bifidobacterium animalis subspecies lactis BL-04. These strain codes are not random marketing decorations. They help identify the exact microorganism tested in research. So the first rule of probiotic science is, don't just ask, does this product contain Bifidobacterium lactis? Ask, which strain of Bifidobacterium lactis does it contain, and has that strain been studied in humans? Why bifidobacteria matter in the gut? Bifidobacteria are among the friendly bacteria associated with the human gut microbiome. They are especially important early in life, but they can also be found in adults. They help interact with the gut environment in several ways. First, they can help ferment certain fibers and carbohydrates that your body cannot fully digest on its own. Second, they may contribute to the production of compounds such as short-chain fatty acids, which are important signals in the gut ecosystem. Third, they may help support the gut barrier, which is the protective lining between the contents of your digestive tract and the rest of your body. Fourth, they may interact with the immune system because a large part of immune activity is connected to the gut. Now, this does not mean that taking a probiotic instantly fixes your microbiome. Your gut microbiome is complex. It is shaped by your diet, sleep, stress, age, medication use, antibiotics, fiber intake, exercise, and many other factors. but certain probiotic strains may temporarily add beneficial microbial activity and support a healthier gut environment while you are taking them. That is why Bifidobacterium lactis is so popular in the probiotic world. It is relatively robust compared with many other bifidobacteria, it can survive manufacturing and storage better than some delicate species, and it has been used in many human studies. The most studied Bifidobacterium lactis strains. Let's talk about two of the most searched and studied strains, BB12 and HN019. BB12. BB12 is one of the best-known Bifidobacterium lactis strains. It has been studied in relation to digestive health, stool frequency, gut microbiome changes, immune markers, and use in fermented dairy or supplement products. One large randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trial studied Bifidobacterium animalis subspecies lactis, BB12 in healthy adults with low defecation frequency and abdominal discomfort. The study included 1,248 subjects and tested 1 billion or 10 billion CFU per day for 4 weeks. The researchers found a treatment effect on average defecation frequency, while global relief of abdominal discomfort did not significantly differ. That detail matters. The study did not say BB12 cures digestive problems. It suggested a benefit for bowel movement frequency in a specific adult population. That is how probiotic science should be communicated. Specific strain, specific dose, specific population, specific outcome. HN019. Another well-known strain is Bifidobacterium lactis, HN019. In a dose-response trial, daily HN019. Supplementation was reported as well-tolerated and associated with decreased whole gut transit time and reduced frequency of functional gastrointestinal symptoms. A later randomized placebo-controlled trial in adults with functional constipation tested HN019 at 1 billion or 10 billion CFU per day for 28 days. The primary analysis did not show statistically significant differences across all outcomes, but a post-hoc subgroup of participants with fewer than 3 bowel movements per week showed improved bowel movement frequency, and the strain was described as well-tolerated. A more recent 2024 randomized clinical trial reported that daily HN019 at the tested dose did not outperform placebo for increasing complete spontaneous bowel movements. This is a great example of honest science. Some studies show promising results, some show mixed or more limited effects, and the exact population, dose, duration, and outcome measure can change the result. Bifidobacterium lactis and bowel regularity. One of the strongest search intents around Bifidobacterium lactis is digestive comfort. People search for probiotic for constipation, best probiotic for regular bowel movements, Bifidobacterium lactis for bloating, B, lactis for gut motility, probiotics for digestive health, UK, best probiotic supplement, USA. So what does the research suggest? The most reasonable way to explain it is this. Certain Bifidobacterium lactis strains, especially BB12 and HN019, have been studied for bowel movement frequency, stool patterns, gut transit time, and digestive comfort. Some trials suggest benefits, especially in people with low stool frequency or mild digestive complaints, but effects are not guaranteed, and not every study finds the same result. This means a high-quality Bifidobacterium lactis product may be worth discussing with a healthcare professional if someone is interested in supporting bowel regularity. But it should not replace medical evaluation for ongoing constipation, severe pain, blood in stool, unexplained weight loss, persistent diarrhea, or sudden changes in bowel habits. A probiotic is one tool. It works best as part of a bigger gut health strategy. That strategy includes enough fiber, hydration, movement, sleep, stress management, and a diet rich in plant diversity. If someone eats very little fiber, sleeps badly, is chronically stressed, and expects one capsule to solve everything, they may be disappointed. But if they use a studied strain alongside a gut-friendly lifestyle, they may have a better chance of noticing digestive support. Bifidobacterium lactis and the gut microbiome after antibiotics. Another major topic is antibiotic use. Antibiotics can be important and sometimes life-saving, but they can also disturb the gut microbiome. This is why many people search for best probiotic after antibiotics, Bifidobacterium lactis after antibiotics, Probiotic yogurt after antibiotics, gut microbiome, recovery after antibiotics. A human study examined yogurt containing BB12 and whether it could help protect against antibiotic-induced changes in the fecal microbiome and short-chain fatty acids. The study focused on microbiome function and composition after antibiotics, not on making broad disease treatment claims. The key message for viewers is this: Bifidobacterium lactis may be studied in the context of antibiotic-related gut disruption, but the best strain, dose, timing, and person-specific response can vary. Also, not every probiotic is ideal for every antibiotic situation. Some people need professional guidance, especially those with serious illness, immune suppression, central lines, premature infants, or complex medical conditions. For a general healthy adult, a healthcare provider may suggest a probiotic during or after antibiotics, but it is important to choose a product with evidence, clear labeling, and appropriate storage instructions. Bifidobacterium lactis and immune support. Many probiotic products say, supports immune health, but what does that mean? A large part of the immune system communicates with the gut. The gut lining is not just a digestion tube. It is an active barrier and communication system. Microbes, immune cells, mucus, nutrients, and gut cells all interact there. Some probiotic studies look at immune markers, others look at outcomes such as upper respiratory tract infections. The National Center for Complementary and Integrative Health notes that probiotics have been tested for upper respiratory infections, and one evaluation suggested people taking probiotics may have fewer and shorter upper respiratory infections, but the evidence quality was considered low because some studies were poorly conducted. Bifidobacterium lactis may help support normal immune function as part of the gut microbiome, but it should not be marketed as a cure or guaranteed prevention for colds, flu, infections, or immune diseases. In the United States, supplement labels with structure-function claims must include the FDA disclaimer that the statement has not been evaluated by the FDA and that the product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. That disclaimer is not just legal language, it is a reminder to keep probiotic claims realistic. How to choose a Bifidobacterium lactis supplement. If you are in the USA or UK and you are shopping for a probiotic, here is a simple checklist. First, look for the strain name. A label that only says Bifidobacterium lactis is less informative than one that says Bifidobacterium animalis subsp lactis BB-12 or Bifidobacterium lactis HN019. Second, check the CFU count, which means colony-forming units. This tells you the amount of live bacteria, usually listed as 1 billion, 5 billion, 10 billion, or more. Higher is not always better. The studied dose matters more than the biggest number. Third, check whether the CFU is guaranteed through expiration, not just at time of manufacture. This matters because live bacteria can decline over time. Fourth, look at storage instructions. Some products are shelf-stable, while others need refrigeration. Heat, humidity, and poor storage can reduce viability. Fifth, check for third-party testing or quality standards when available. Sixth, match the product to your goal. If your goal is bowel regularity, look for human evidence related to stool frequency or transit time. If your goal is immune support, look for immune-related evidence. Do not assume every probiotic does everything. Seventh, give it a fair trial. Many studies use 4 to 8 weeks. Some people notice changes sooner, but probiotic effects can be gradual. Eighth, stop and seek advice if symptoms worsen or if you experience concerning symptoms. A probiotic should fit into your health plan, not replace medical care. Food sources versus supplements. Can you get Bifidobacterium lactis from food? Sometimes, yes. Certain yogurts, fermented dairy products, probiotic drinks, and functional foods may contain Bifidobacterium lactis strains. But there is a big difference between a fermented food that contains live cultures and a product that clearly lists a clinically studied strain at a known dose. For general gut health, fermented foods can be a valuable part of the diet. They can add microbial exposure, flavor, and variety. But if you are trying to match a specific clinical study, a supplement or fortified food with the exact strain and CFU may be easier to evaluate. For example, if a study used BB12 at 1 billion CFU per day, then a product that clearly lists BB12 and the CFU amount is easier to compare than a random yogurt that just says live culture. Again, the details matter. What Bifidobacterium lactis can't do. Now let's talk about hype. Bifidobacterium lactis is not a miracle cure. It does not automatically heal the gut overnight. It does not guarantee weight loss. It does not replace a diverse diet. It does not cancel out the effects of poor sleep, high stress, low fiber, and ultra-processed eating. And it should not be used to delay medical care. The National Center for Complementary and Integrative Health warns that probiotics may carry greater risk in people with severe illness or compromised immune systems, and possible harms include infections, harmful substances from microorganisms, or transfer of antibiotic resistance genes. That does not mean healthy people should be afraid of all probiotics. Many probiotics have a long history of use and are generally well tolerated in healthy populations. But natural does not always mean risk-free. The smartest approach is balanced. Respect the potential benefits, respect the limitations, and choose evidence-based products. The simple science summary. So, what should you remember about Bifidobacterium lactis? Number 1. Bifidobacterium lactis is commonly used in probiotic supplements and functional foods, and in scientific literature it is often called Bifidobacterium animalis subsp lactis. Number 2. Strain names matter. BB-12 and HN019 are two of the best-known strains, but they are not identical. Number 3. PubMed-backed human studies suggest some Bifidobacterium lactis strains may support bowel movement frequency, gut transit time, and digestive comfort in certain people, but results are not universal. Number 4. Bifidobacterium lactis may also be studied in relation to microbiome balance after antibiotics and immune-related outcomes, but claims should stay realistic. Number 5. The best probiotic is not always the one with the highest CFU. The best choice is usually the product with a clear strain name, studied dose, quality manufacturing, good storage, and a goal that matches the evidence. Number 6. Probiotics work best with a gut-friendly lifestyle. Fiber-rich foods, enough water, movement, sleep, stress control, and dietary diversity. If you are choosing a probiotic, don't just look at the front label. Turn the bottle around. Look for the full strain name. Look for CFU through expiration. Look for storage instructions. Look for evidence. If you found this video helpful, subscribe for more PubMed-backed gut health content, probiotic strain breakdowns, microbiome science, and simple explanations of complex health topics. And in the next video, we'll compare Bifidobacterium lactis with other popular probiotic strains so you can understand which one may fit your digestive health goals best. Share it with someone who cares about their health.